Now, a woman who was sent hurtling to the ground while walking her dogs has told us of the shocking moment she was hit by a cyclist on a zebra crossing. Annette Collins was left bleeding in the street after a crash. It was all so quick that at first she had no idea what had happened. The cyclist didn't hang around to help, and Annette was left limping for weeks. A warning that this report from Rags Martel shows the moment of the collision.
It's a hit and run on a bicycle. A woman walking her dogs struck by an electric bike while on a zebra crossing. But while passers-by come to help, the rider eventually cycles off.
I was one step away from the traffic island in the middle, and then this force hit me and I just went flying. I have no idea where it came from. I found myself on the floor, still holding the dogs. I looked up, saw the bike, saw the rider who'd come off the bike, and realised it must have hit me. I was more concerned with the dogs and their well-being and managed to hold them. And I never really saw the rider because he just got back on his bike and left me there in the road.
What did that make you feel that he didn't stop to help you?
Once I had a minute to think about it, really, really angry. It's just unacceptable. You knock someone over, they're lying in the road, you don't even check to see if they're injured.
The collision happened in Crouch End, North London, back in July. For weeks afterwards, Annette had a bruised foot and thigh.
Despite the CCTV footage and the fact the rider was on a Lime bike, the cyclist still hasn't been identified.
The Met say they contacted Lime formally for details of the rider in August, but it didn't lead to anything. Today, the police told us the information provided by Lime was limited to an anonymous email address, which did not assist officers in identifying the person involved. Additionally, the account was linked to a fraudulent bank card. Confusingly, Lime told us that they'd managed to ban the cyclist involved, adding, "We work closely with the police to support their investigations. We provided the requested information on this rider to the police, including contact details."
Would you say you're completely back to normal now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Annette's injuries have healed, but she hopes the police and Lime bikes are able to change.
I also hope the procedures for hiring a Lime bike is revised and looked into and more stringent checks are implemented. And I hope the Met Police can look at their priorities and how they handle these cases as well, because they're obviously not taking it seriously enough.
Anyone with information about this collision are advised to contact police. Rags Martel, ITV News.
Well, there was a reminder today of how dangerous e-bikes can be after a fire tore through a house in Woolwich. A child was among several people who managed to escape the property, which was very badly damaged. But Antoine Allen has joined us in the studio. And Antoine, looking at the pictures, the family were really lucky to get out.
Yes, this is a fire that could have quite easily have claimed lives, but fortunately it didn't. Most of the ground floor and the staircase was damaged by the fire on Sandy Hill Road. By the time the firefighters had arrived, the majority of people had managed to escape, but 2 people were rescued by the firefighters. Now, several occupants were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation. And the fire service believed it was an accident the weekend, but it was caused by a refurbished e-bike. They say so far in 2024, they've recorded over 130 fires involving e-bikes or e-scooters. And after previous announcements, the LFB have issued another statement to the public, warning them of the potential dangers of e-bikes, especially when the battery has not been maintained properly.
So if members of the public, consumers are using e-bikes, making sure that they purchase their e-bike from a reputable seller, and to also be aware that if they are using e-bike conversion kits, so that's a normal pedal bike being converted into an e-bike, try to get a competent or professional person to install. Conversion kits are one of the most dangerous e-bike incidents that we've been going to. They're more prone to failure.
And another key issue the LFB raises around the regulation in this particular area, and there isn't any really and truly. So a member from the public could be buying an e-bike or a second-hand battery which had no regulation, there's been no check or maintenance, and they want to see that change. That means that that person could plug in that e-bike thinking it's going to be safe, and actually it could cause a fire.
OK, Antoine, thanks very much.